Just a little bit of a recap on the Harris business overall. Our fiscal year ended June 30th, so we're in the first quarter of what we call fiscal year 10. Last year was a difficult year. We absorbed two transformations in our business. First, the U.S. transmitter business fell off. It was in our first half of the year, but everybody that was going to convert from analog to digital did that in the first half of our year. So the second half of the year, there was a significant drop-off in our transmitter business. That business is now transitioning to a business that's going to be 75% international as we move forward. We're ready for that with a whole new suite of products, but big transition for us. We've had to shift resources from the U.S. market elsewhere. And secondarily, as you all know, media capital spending has been down. So we had a difficult year. We were able to maintain our profitability through all 4 quarters of last year. And we did some cost reduction and cost shifting to position ourselves to make a profit at a lower revenue rate in our core business and to divert resources to places we think we can grow long term. So fiscal year 9's behind us. It kind of bottomed out in the January, February, March quarter in terms of the order rate. Bounced back quite a bit in the last quarter and fourth quarter of the year, and this quarter is actually tracking at this point a little better than the fourth quarter. So knock on, I'm not sure this is wood, but knock on wood, we think the market, we've seen the bottom of the market, and we're starting to see a slow improvement in the base business. We increased our international presence, as I think Richard already said, opened an office in Russia, increased our presence in Germany and Brazil, are doing so in Mexico. You know, Harris, Leach, these other companies had a nice international footprint, and we're building on that now because we have a business that's over 60% outside of the U.S. today, and the growth rate on that part of the business is, at least in our 3-year strategic horizon, higher than the growth rate in the U.S. You know, part of our strategy is to sell our customers total solutions. We had quite a few of those. Again, as I said, remained profitable, generated cash, and more importantly, with the drop-off in the U.S. Transmission business and the maturing of some of the core broadcast markets, really are positioning the business for growth in areas outside of our core. These are examples of wins we've had in the last 6 months where customers bought everything from us. I think you've probably seen press releases on most of these. So you'll notice there's only really one, well, there's 2 up there, U.S. traditional broadcast customers, Quincy and Meredith. We have 1 educational station in the U.S. I've done well in Australia, Canada, Z's in India, Century Sages in China, Cable One. Where's that here? It's good when you don't know where one is. But, in any case, very, very much an international flavor to the business. Next. I think at a core of the business continues to be new product development and new solution development. We are spending $85 million on R&D. It's down a little bit from it peaked at, I think, 90, but 85 is still a significant amount. We're still getting half our revenue from products we've introduced in the last couple of years, and I think at this show you'll see across the product offering a tremendous number of new products. In transmitters, once again, there will be more new transmission products at this show than we've ever had before. So making real progress on, over about a 3-year period, totally revamping the transmitter line to make it more cost-effective, more energy efficient, and more appropriate for international markets. Quality units, some of these are internal things we've been focused on, our quality and our interoperability, and the push towards new markets. We've talked about it quite a bit. At NAB last year, we're in the middle of a trial with McDonald's, for example. They're looking at installing a network across their locations worldwide. We're hopeful that the trial goes well and we run that, but we're finding other places to take our competencies that allow us to resume top-line growth in the business. Next. Harris as a corporation is about $5 billion and has been growing steadily at a double-digit pace for the last 3 or 4 years. Its core business in handheld communications, or RF, is maturing, particularly on the military side. So we have done an acquisition to expand that business to first responders, fire, police, and what have you, and internationally. And we've identified a number as a corporation of growth initiatives, new media, many of those are ours, international systems, some of those are ours, and to get into commercial managed services to grow the company. So again, this drive to find new growth markets for the business is both a divisional and a corporate push within Harris. Next. One of the most exciting things that we'll be talking about on the show is, I've asked this in 3 meetings today, how many of you know that the Olympics this year are in Canada? That's not bad. Better than the last 2. I got about a third. And it was the same third in the first 2 meetings. The Vancouver Olympics in February, Harris won all the graphics business, so all the graphics for CTV, the Canadian host broadcaster, are going to be Harris. All the editing, all the storage, all the networking to move the media across Canada are all going to be Harris. So it's going to be a very big show for us, and we're going to also be supporting the host country broadcast consortium and many of the 84 broadcasters from around the world that are there. We're going to be highlighting some of this technology at IBC that we're going to be using at the Olympics, so it'll be good for you to take a look at that. Okay.